what made Storable choose bucket list?
I actually wasn't a part of that decision. I hadn't started at Storable yet, but I know that they just needed and were searching for a platform that had, ways to keep our people engaged and excited. And there's a lot of platforms out there. And so, bucket list is awesome. So clearly, like, whatever you're doing was the one that was the bright beacon of hope.
Have you noticed any changes since implementing the program, whether it's around, like staff or culture or anything like that?
We have an annual engagement survey that goes out usually towards the end of the year. We send it out in November and we close it in December. And we had incredibly high engagement scores, which is interesting because COVID, we were like smack in the middle of it still, right? And to see such high engagement numbers in people who were so happy with our culture was so interesting. We have a lot of it's like a Likert scale 1 to 5 or whatever, but we do have open-ended questions like, what are we doing right? Like, what are we nailing? And so over and over and over again, I'm going through and reading these comments, and over again, I kept seeing people mention bucket list in our culture. And like, that was just a thing that kept happening. So I think bucket list is definitely one of the bigger reasons of why we've been so engaged with our employees and why we got such good ENPS numbers on our last engagement survey. So yeah, I think there's a definite correlation between us really pushing bucket list and our culture survey numbers being so remarkably high for COVID in unprecedented times.
What is the most interesting thing you've noticed in staff since implementing the program, or something that's really surprised you?
We do a lot of engagement things, and we've been trying to do a lot of things remotely, which we were in the office. We were very much a culture of we're happy houring together after hours. That was very much our thing. That was very much our vibe. We are together, we are having a good time. So switching to remote and trying to reinvent the wheel, because there was just no way we could continue to sustain an in-office culture remotely. But the one consistent thing that I've seen is people utilizing bucket list over this past year during quarantine. That's been the most consistent thing. Like I said, we've seen growth every single month in engagement numbers.